welcome to our 10 minutes documentary about Swedish chain Ikea. Today we're going to talk about Ikea and its UK furniture industry, and we will apply some theories based on UK furniture industry. And then we will implement some environmental models to Ikea, such as PEST, SWOT, TOES, Bowman, genetic strategy, and Michael Porter's 5 forces to describe Ikea's micro and macro environment.
Now the political fact. UK landfill taxes are increasing from 8 tonnes per year in 2009 to 48 tonnes per year in 2010. It is the line with the European waste target that hoped to achieve in 75% reduction in landfill waste between 2005 and 2010, a further 50% by 2013 and 35% by 2020. The economic factor. GDP is the basic measure of the country's overall economic output. In UK, it increased 0.8% in the third quarter, so the economy is slightly overcoming the factor. Fashion experts are predicting that the days of the fast fashion will soon dwindle. Customers are beginning to stray away from the cheap, disposable item and appreciate the value of the investing in the ethically resourced, organic and the fair trade fabrics. Eco continues to grow as the economic is seeing about 34% of the people are now likely to buy environmentally responsible product, and 44% of the consumer indicate their environmental shopping habit do not change as a result of the economy. Now the final bit, the technological factor. Brands will increasingly use online aspects in 2009 to communicate with consumer. Digital means that today and the brand that will win and will be those whose consumers and the stakeholder tells the best stories and is no longer the one-way narration and is about the two-way conversation now. From printed paper to digital development, digital marketing has provided new tools for the brand to reach their audience. The development of the online video, social networking and podcasts and games highlight that the digital marketing space will continue to expand.
According with Verdict research, Ikea is the UK's biggest furniture retailer with an estimated 7.9% market share, ahead of DFS and Argos. To analyze the industry structure, we have chosen the Porter's 5 forces framework. The model describes the changing dynamics of the industry and evaluates its competitive environment. Starting with the threat of new entrants, we can see there is a number of barriers that make it very difficult for companies to penetrate the industry. Firstly, there is a vital need to minimize production costs and achieve economy of scale. Capital requirements for entering the furniture industry are very high. This may involve investment in technology, plants, distribution, R&D and advertising. Long-established companies with a strong brand image like Ikea, Homebase and DFS will make it hard for new entrants to establish themselves in the market. Also, the current economic conditions are very challenging for new entrants, as the credit crunch in 2008 severely impacted the furniture market and consumers' confidence. The threat of substitute is medium-high. This is because home furniture is seen as an essential good only for first-time homeowners, and that segment collapsed with the housing crisis. For the rest of the consumers, home furniture is generally regarded as a non-essential purchase. Lower level of consumer confidence and high level of personal debt that consumers have accumulated before the economic downturn have also changed their spending priorities. Therefore, many people will no longer feel the same need to replace their old furniture with new one. The power of suppliers will vary accordingly with the level of differentiation and the amount of competition in the market. Because of the constant request of lowering prices to gain competitive advantage, companies in the furniture and manufacturing industry rely heavily on low-cost supplies from abroad. Thanks to this, the suppliers' bargaining power has gradually increased in the last years and will make it hard for companies who haven't got the structure to source and produce their own. For common goods like furniture, the number of buyers is very high, determining a low buyer's power. The power of buyers is reinforced by the knowledge and information the consumers have about the competitors and available substitutes. Data shows that 38% of the consumers visit more than one store before buying the furniture. Market forecast also shows that Internet will become more and more important sales channel. Internet will also facilitate consumers to research different retailers, having therefore a wider choice and more power. Finally, talking about the UK market, we can say there is a highly competitive environment. There are few companies fighting to increase their market share. Main companies are B&Q, Ikea, DFS, Home Retail Group, but also others like John Lewis, Marks & Spencer and Next. What is very important here is low price, product differentiation and brand identity. Rival companies are spending millions in advertising campaigns for building and maintaining strong brand awareness and loyalty.
The strategy cloak, Bowman's competitive strategy option. The strategy cloak of Bowman is a way to analyze the company's competitive position in comparison to the offering of competitors. Ikea, the Swedish chain, is more often fitted on a hybrid side of the Bowman strategy cloak, as you can see in the chart. Because that add value on each product of the Ikea is really high and the gate price of the product is really low. And the I-Way code of conduct identifies minimum required of Ikea adds value to their product. Option 3, where Ikea is putted in the graph, represent that they are based on a cost leadership and differentiation focus, which generate highest growth for the organization. Let's have a look at Ikea's strengths. Ikea has a strong international brand name, which can attract a consumer to buy product from the retailer. Ikea has a large economy of scale, which means they have a high volume of bargaining power on their supplier, consequently low prices of their product. Ikea has a unique furniture selling point, called as a flatpack furniture. By using a flatpack system, they reduce the carbon footprint and making it easier to carry. Ikea has always been focusing on low cost and high amount of differentiation, which makes the customer loyal. Now, weaknesses of the Ikea. Ikea has acknowledged its weaknesses in order to improve and manage them. Weaknesses, whereas Ikea has to play a key role to lift up their objective and develop new strategies. Because of the large economy of the scale, sometimes it makes Ikea to run with the complexity, and the main weaknesses of the Ikea is that less awareness of their sustainability to their consumer. Most of the people don't know about the sustainability of the Ikea nowadays. Let's have a look at opportunity and threats, which is external aspects of the organization. It means they are not controlled by the organization. Opportunity could develop a distribution channel and changing culture and consumer lifestyle that potentially increase the demand for the company's product. Nowadays, eco-friendly trend is rapidly being increased, and Ikea has an opportunity to attract those eco-friendly consumers by making them aware of their sustainable business. Ikea has opportunity to attract a diverse people as well. According to Office Fair National Statistics shows that 121,779 people got divorced in the year of 2008 in the UK, and prophecy for 2010 will rise that figure by 2%. Because of a large number of people are getting divorced in the UK, Ikea could maximize their profit by catching those opportunities. GDP is being slightly increased by 0.3 as well in the UK, and will more in the future. That's what the prophecy says. So that Ikea can take an opportunity to increase the contribution to GDP as it's been growing. Threats means now new competitors in the important existing markets or technological chain that makes existing product potentially obsolete. Existing new competitors with a low price in the furniture industry such as Asda or Argos. According to Mintel research shows that age of over 65 are less likely to buy furniture from the furniture industry. Tax on waste is being increased as well. It was £8 per ton in the year of 2009. Now it's been increased by £48 per ton in the year 2010. According to Bureau of Economy Analysis, the disposable income has been decreased by 0.2% in September in 2010, which affect on personal expenditure of the families nowadays.
Now we will use our SWOT analysis to make a TOAST matrix. TOAST matrix is a way how IKEA can make strategies. If we look at IKEA's SO strategy, where IKEA should maximize their strengths and maximize their opportunities, IKEA shall focus on green products. They are already very good at differentiate their products, and to design products for the eco-trend will be a profitable idea. Furthermore, it's necessary for IKEA's value chain to be better to reduce, reuse and recycle in all aspects on the process. WO strategy means how IKEA can minimize weaknesses and maximize their opportunities. Most of the consumers are not aware of IKEA's already existing green profile. It is important to do an advertise strategy based on IKEA's green company. ST strategy, that means maximize strength and minimize their threats. As mentioned before, Ikea shall concentrate on optimize the level of waste to minimize future taxes of waste. To produce environmental friendly product is a great opportunity for Ikea in the long run to minimize the production cost. At last, VT strategy, that means minimize weaknesses and minimize their threats. E-marketing would be suitable for Ikea to strengthen their green profile. They should minimize use of paper on example catalogs and outdoor posters. E-marketing is less expensive, so the cheaper marketing cost, the more Ikea can minimize the cost in the end and get a higher return.
Referring to Toe's analysis where it shows the future strategies for the Ikea, but it is also mandatory to focus on core competency. As we all know, it is difficult to pattern in a furniture, hence it's easy to imitate designs. However, it is easy for rivals to imitate just the design of the Ikea entities, but not the whole process of the sustainability because of the long and expensive procedures. Ikea's core competency should be focused on ethical issues, where they have to be more robust within the sustainability. Now let's have a look at the enlightened self-interest. Ikea should be focused on enlightened self-interest because enlightened self-interest stands for the philosophy of the organization and ethics that serves self-interest as well as the interest for the consumer.